Hi, my name is Becky Shanahan and I'm a Senior Scientist Marine and Coast at the Hawke's Bay Regional Council. The Wairoa Northern Coast Catchment is the largest in Hawke's Bay. It extends from the spectacular indigenous forest of Te Urewera to the northern coast, sweeping up to include Kopuafra and Mahia Peninsula. This catchment also includes some biodiversity hotspots. Mungafio Lagoon supports the third highest number of indigenous shorebird species in the region, and regionally rare banded kokopu can be found here. Most of the land use here is exotic grassland associated with sheep and beef farming, with indigenous forests in the upper catchments. This catchment is fortunate to receive more rainfall on average than the rest of Hawke's Bay, which means that it wasn't as severely affected by the droughts in the last few years, but in September 2018, parts of the Wairoa catchment were hit by 100-year floods. The soft sedimentary geology of this catchment, coupled with the high rainfall in the upper ranges and the unstable topsoil, mean that this area is naturally prone to high erosion. Changes in land use have increased the loss of sediment from the land to just over 3 million tons per year, which is approximately 240% higher than before humans arrived. When sediment enters the waterways from erosion, it can lower the water clarity. It can also harm fish gills or make it hard for them to actually see their prey. When it settles on the bottom of the river, it can smother habitat for both the fish and the invertebrates that live there. And if it settles in the estuary, it can actually smother the plants and animals that are living there that keep the estuary healthy. Lake water quality in this catchment varies. Waikaremoana and Waikariti in Te Urewera have clear water. The Putiri lakes in the hill country of the Waiau catchment are enriched with nutrients and have some algal blooms. Fakiki on the coast is highly enriched with nutrients and turbid and has frequent algal blooms. Fecal contamination in this catchment is a significant issue. The northern coast beaches are almost always suitable for swimming, but the rivers have some of the poorest recreational water quality in the region, being unsuitable for swimming just over 20% of the time. The main source of the fecal contamination is most often cattle, with possible sheep, deer, goat, and bird feces as well. Fecal contaminants flow into the estuaries and are present at levels that may restrict gathering kai. For the roughly 6,000 people that call northern Hawke's Bay home, the natural resources, the sandy beaches, the rocky reefs, the winding rivers, the productive soils, are a daily connection to the natural environment. The health of these systems and the values they provide are an essential part of how we live. What we do on the land and how we use the water impacts the environment. We need to understand the state of our environment to ensure that it's healthy for future generations. To find out more about the State of the Environment report, visit hbrc.govt.nz, #SOE.